15 years. How many barrels do you have?
All right, check this out, man. Now we got Tim in the house. We got to leverage every chance we get with him here. A couple things that we talked about in another video was the power of rye. So a lot of people, they hear rye, they get turned off quick. You get to convert them to basically become rye drinkers. I told them I didn't even know
that bottle will. That'll do it.
And so this is the rye? Mm-hmm. Okay, walk them through this, because they was collecting data earlier.
That's a 10-year 95.5
Sweater.
So this is 95% rye?
95% rye.
Jesus, look at this.
Right now. Well, because I'm not a rye person, it's a chance to turn me into rye.
So why is it that people are so disturbed, disgusted?
They've had bad experiences, just like any of you.
And they stop. They get one bad experience and they stop. They don't.
600.
Or it's easy to get multiple bad experiences, and then you just throw it all in one category that it's not worth trying again.
Yeah.
So.
And all based on rye, so they don't ever have the same experience with bourbon?
It can happen, but I mean, usually with bourbon, it's going to be sweet and approachable.
So
and rye can be diversive.
Spearmint, mint, dill, everything you don't want to drink in whiskey, unless it's cranddaddy and other things.
Yeah. Sometimes you do want it, but that's like an acquired taste, and it needs to be good. So a lot of ryes get released younger, like around 4. And so that one's 10. So it's not gonna be young on that one.
Now, if you had to, and you jump in this one, this too, Chance. For those people who don't know how to think in threes, I think in threes about experiences. So when I'm cooking, textures, something savory, and I want some salt component. And when you put those things together, kind of like when I made that mole, you're like, okay, there's fruit. I love freshness as well. Mm-hmm. So you get all this stuff combined. You go, wow, that's a good bite right there. Complete bite. When you look at whiskey and its rye, what are the 3 things you look for in a rye that make it worth the dollar amount, or just, I guess, purchasing or putting it in a bottle in your case?
So you hear me talk about the wow factor. Mm-hmm. So it needs to have a wow factor if it's rye, because if people know it's rye, like you said, they're going to have a biased opinion about it, usually. But people know that our ryes are very well thought out and intentional. I mean, you can even see the legs on the bottle from pouring it. I mean, so it's got some viscosity. If it is going to be kind of dill forward or has that rye spice or any of that, it needs to be well balanced, and it needs to not. That's not the only arrow in the quiver, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like it needs to have multiple things going on. So this is in the soft and sweet rye category. There's also like a powerful, flavorful rye, like the one that I had you try.
Oh yeah.
Are you still thinking about that?
Yep.
I thought he would. So I told him, hey, you can try this, but it's gone. There's only 24 bottles, and they're gone. They're spoken for.
Those are the best situations to be in.
But it was 130 proof, one of the Bardstown ryes, and tasted like red Skittles. So it was a powerful, somewhat spicy rye. It wasn't a soft, sweet rye like this, but it had an identifier like those red Skittles.
Oh yeah.
So
Told the story.
Yeah. So it tells a story, and it's very good, and it's like not an overpowering rye spice, just a ton of flavor. So
now, do you remember the first rye that you found was like, I don't want to say amazing, but like, oh, there's something here. And then because it was so inconsistently consistent, meaning when you go look for a rye, you're like, why does it taste like this? Why does it taste like this? There's something here, but bourbon kind of got the same notes. So was there a rye that kind of like got you on that rye path?
probably, I would need to think about that. Sagamore does a good job, but I didn't get on the Sagamore train for a little while early on. So it was mostly MGPs, like older ryes, that did it. I'm trying to think if there was like a white label or a brand that had them that I was like, oh man, they put out some really good ones. But yeah, and Thomas Handy is another one, just a bold kind of spicy rye, but it's really good. Like the flavor and the finish on most of the older Thomas Handys are just, I mean, next level. You drink them next to the most recent ones, and they don't even compete, I think.
Man.
So.
for me, like rye's, like we've said it 1,000 times, it's just, it's so varied, right? Like if I hear a mash bill and a bourbon, I expect certain things. But if I hear 95.5 on a rye, I have to keep my mind open because it can be as sweet as candy or as spicy and dill. You know, it can be this whole gamut. So that, I find that so interesting, and it's to me, like finding new flavors in whiskey is kind of why I keep buying bottles.
And normally I don't pour the same bottle twice, but like I drank that not even like thinking about it, and it was so easy to drink that it's like, okay, so I had to pour myself another one.
For a 95.5 to taste like a Kentucky rye, which is usually, you know, barely rye, it's special.
And you didn't put no water in this? Dang, 109 at the blendery 10 years is crazy.
You were there when we dumped the video.
Yeah, I sure was. We captured a lot of good videos on that one. They did really swell. Well,
Yeah, and there was huge pieces of char. That's kind of broken up. But this is the actual char from that barrel that we put in the wax, and it had like really large like flakes, like they look like bigger than fingernails. So we tried to, but that's uncommon. Normally it's all busted up. So when we're dumping it, for those huge chunks to be just flowing out of the barrel.
and does that mean anything? Because I don't know.
Yeah, I would say so. I would say so. So that, I mean, you know, the inside of the barrel had a heavy char to get those big flakes. Because if you think about wood in a campfire, you know, that wood when it's real hot, you know, it kind of curls up, and then if you break that off, those are big pieces. So it's got to be a high heat to do that, to peel that layer off inside the barrel, and then for it to be intact. Like, I don't know.
10 years later is crazy.
That's a good barrel, and to be moved multiple times. So I don't know. Yeah, I just don't see it a lot. So maybe it means nothing from a flavor standpoint, but I just don't see large chunks coming out. They're usually broken and small.
In the fire service, we call it alligator. Like if you look at a 2x4, it's been burning a long time, it gets that kind of squares off and then it falls off. So I think that's exactly what happened inside there.
But changing the surface area of that barrel and the whiskey still moving in and out of it, it had to make a difference.
I agree.
Yeah, I would not guess this is rye. Like it is so easy drinking.
Or a Kentucky rye, like a 52 rye or something like that. I mean, but it's so sweet.
I wouldn't even say that.
Really?
Yeah. Because it's got the caramel sweetness. It's not the fruit. Because a lot of those 51 ryes that I had were really fruit forward, and this one isn't. It's just rich and sweet.
It's bourbon friendly, bourbon drinker friendly for sure.
Yeah.
Well, there you have it, guys. He brought in some good tasters, perspective to say the least. I'm still learning as much as I can, and it's days like this where you're reminded we don't know anything. All we can do is dump a barrel and hope for the best. Or Tim says, hey, bring those 4 down. I'm pretty sure this is going to work. And that's my cue.
That's food. That's food. Food and booze and food.
Boy, isn't that both sides of the spectrum though? Is granddaddy to that? I mean,
of ryes, yeah.
seriously.
Is that a rye? That's a rye, isn't it?
Yeah.